it works. Da-da. Yeah, now is the time. Let me just check if it works. All right, redirecting. Yes. Yes. Brilliant. So, Sandro, we are live to Facebook now. Do you know what? I just want to say a massive, massive welcome to you, Sandro Lobo, and you are Laughter Ambassador, and you also, which I discovered recently, Laughter Yoga Master Trainer in Brazil. Congratulations, and welcome to that group of really special people. Even, well, everybody is special, but fantastic. So thank you for joining me here on Impromptu Conversations, which kind of defeat what it's about, but you know, it's just hearing a little bit about you, where you are, and what you're doing and what you have been doing, because I just got a little cheeky preview. So how's it going in Brazil?
Wow, thank you so much for this invitation. It's such a pleasure to be here. I want to start saying thank you, and please, everybody who is watching us, please forgive my English. I will do all my efforts to communicate what I want to, but sometimes I will make many mistakes. Please, each time I make a mistake, you can laugh with me. It will be a very nice way to forgive me.
Do you know what, Sandra? My English isn't perfect either, so yeah. You're doing really well, and that's the main thing. And the thing is, you came to England to train as a laughter yoga teacher, and you did it through the whole week of English, and probably went back to your room like cursing in Portuguese or so because it was all English. But you know what? It was a pleasure meeting you back then, and it's such a great honor to have you here on the Zoom Impromptu Conversation.
Yeah.
And do you know what I remember? I remember back then you were on a fruit diet, and you sat there in the morning or at lunch with all this watermelon.
Was it in a coconut just before? Yeah.
Yeah. So are you still fruitarian?
Yes.
Wow, but you're in such a beautiful location where I can imagine that's so easy.
Yes. And
Yeah.
banana, banana,
Banana.
banana all day and every day. Yeah, but I want to say, not now. First, I will answer your question, how I'm going here. But then I want to have some time to talk a little bit about my training in England, because it was very revolutionary in this career of laughter yoga. It was very, very different than what I got before, and it changed everything and made my direction to the next step. So I really want to talk about our training in London, in Hemfit.
Fantastic. You're better than some of the people I know about.
But how I'm going, how it's going here in Brazil? We have this pandemic situation like everywhere, but we are very, very active in laughter yoga. So it's so happy to see the leaders, laughter leaders that was like were like more sleepy. And in the start of pandemic, Madame Kataria sent a message saying, please do laughter club online, because this time we need too much laughter. It's a bad situation. We have to laugh more. And people became like encouraged,
Yeah, encouraged, yeah.
yeah, to make lives on Instagram and laughter sessions in Zoom, and it pop. Now we have laughter sessions all day, every day, and many times a day.
Wow.
Yes, many times a day, every day. Today we got two early in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning, and every day we will have two more until the end of the day. So what's going on in Brazil in laughter? Talking about laughter, we never never get this amount of laughter yoga, and it's not a good side of pandemic, because it's hard to talk about this when so much people are suffering with pandemic.
Yeah.
But it's something that came to relieve, to give a relief, to give some happiness and joy in this chaos that you are having. I don't know how news goes to news from Brazil goes to England, but I have some idea. We don't have a president, we don't have a government that's it's like they actually don't believe in pandemic at all. They treat it like a little code. The president said it's just a little code, not a big deal. So it's hard to face all these problematic situation when our major governments say it's just a little code. So it's hard to face everything. But laughter yoga is bringing such a relief to everybody that we never get this engagement, this contact, this amount of laughter at all. It's something
It's
to
fantastic.
celebrate.
You know what? It's fantastic. It's funny you say that. What we hear in the UK about what goes on in Brazil, I don't think we do. We just hear about South America as a whole. Yeah. So so we just hear about how it's really bad in South America, but it's kind of bad everywhere, where it's going up and down and up and down and so on. And you know, the thing about it is to recognize, you were saying something about how people can't find the joy and so on, but that's where laughter yoga has been really, really like a salvation almost. Yeah. But it's also embracing that things are not always great. And even if we are laughing in laughter yoga, we still have that side where we're okay. It's okay to feel low and cry and be upset and so on. But we have a tool where we can easily shift our thinking. And I think that's where it's so valuable, that, it's not just about, it's also about embracing the other sides. But you're in a beautiful spot. If you're in that place in the video from BBC, wow, what a paradise on earth.
Yeah, it's something interesting to say, because in part of the interview, they got only my answer, but they had made a question. The question was, why you choose live here and not going to São Paulo or Rio de Janeiro, that are big cities here. And I got some invitations to go there and stay there, because I would get more work options, more events to do, and trainings to give, and money to receive, and all this, and knowledge. People know me, and fame and everything. And sometimes I was like, it will be good to laughter yoga. I will get this mission to go there to the big city and do. And but my body sent me a message. And even working with laughter yoga, even doing my yoga practice, my meditation, I started feeling a level of stress very different than what I have experienced
All
before.
right.
And my face started vibrating, like showing
Oh, okay.
signs of
Yeah.
stress,
Yeah.
because I was like, I would do this, I will prepare me, la. And I came here because it's my very close friend's hotel that I live, like, and I came here and I spent 3 days here, and everything went to the came back to the play the correct place. And I returned to myself, and I said, oh, okay, São Paulo, I know you have too much to give to me, but I need this. Sorry, I can't support this, I can't hold it, I can't hold this heavy mission. I will have to do, I will have to find a way to serve, to give my service, but I will stay here. I'm sorry. I need the beach. I need the sun. I need the nature. I need this, the fresh air. I need this to get my power, to get my power, my strength
Yeah, are you
to,
kidding me?
to give. I could not live it, because it's heal for me. It's like it's healing for me be
Yeah,
here. And with these online possibilities, I am doing many works there, staying here, so it's
yeah.
perfect now. And
But that's
if
brilliant, because
yeah,
I don't think it's going to change. I think there's going to be still a lot of online opportunities available, even when we go back to where we meet in person and so on more easily. But I think, one of the things that came to my mind when you were talking about you had to be in Sao Paulo to promote and to work and to do all these things and make it big and make your name and so on. When you're a teacher or a master trainer or a someone who heads something new or so, because it is almost what's happened, isn't it? In many ways, it is actually what's happened, because you really just took it on and ran with it. But it's not always about being the one who's always seen. It's also about inspiring other people to actually know how good they are, and that they are just as good at doing what you maybe wanted to do or saw yourself doing, but that you can support them in getting there and so on. And then they will together as a group, as a team, as a community with Laughter Yoga, you will be inspiring other people, and it, it's how it works. I always knew when I started teaching in 2007, I always knew I couldn't do it by myself. And I also knew that I wanted to support people who wanted to learn from me. And it has been a little bit more of a mission because you're in Brazil, but trying to do my best to support people in the UK is really one of the key things, as I'm sure it is for you and the leaders and teachers you are training or going to train. Mm.
yeah, it's hard work. It's really hard work. I have seen, I am seeing all the efforts you. I still receive all the emails about teachers meeting, teachers reunion, and all the events. And I know how hard it is, because sometimes we give some leader training, and the people never come back. We don't see again. Where
Yeah.
are you? Well, sometimes I think in my leaders, where are you? Where is laughter in your life? Because we have this I don't know how to say, but we want people connected with laughter forever, and but everybody, anyone, and each one has its time and its moment,
Yeah.
each process in its life. So but these efforts to get people connected and to continue the education,
Yeah.
to keep inspiring, and it's
Yeah.
not easy. And something related with this São Paulo thing is, when I just gave up of going there and getting everything, I opened the door to stimulate my students from São Paulo to pick up these opportunities.
Yes,
So
and that's what it's about.
yes,
Yeah, because
and
it's about
I
you
can go.
inspiring. A teacher is not always walking in front. A teacher may be kind of behind and just go on, go on, go on. Because that's the beauty of it, and that's what we really want to inspire in others, that they take the lead and they go on to do the great things that we want to do together. Mm. So I do think you're absolutely right about there are loads of people you never hear from again, and then suddenly, you may in 5 years' time, the first people you trained may come back and say, "Hey, by the way, I've been running a laughter club for 10 years now." What? And you just never know. You never know when people are going to pop up, and that's the beauty of it. And I love hearing. My door is always open to people who've trained with me, and also people who haven't trained with me. It's the community we build, because it's so specialized what we're doing, and together we can do it much better than if we do it by ourselves. Mm. So yeah, so just as long as you're there for the people, whether they're in contact or not, they will know. They will know because you are the person you are. Mm.
Mhm. And I'm saying this. I think last week I got I got on this reflection, this thinking, where are my students from that town that I gave training 2 years ago? And I went there in the group in WhatsApp, and I start talking to uh, someone, and I got this girl that I have never heard since the training, and I asked her, because I asked, I said, well, I'm here to investigate where are my students about where are laughter in your lives. And she said, Sandro, I am yoga teacher and I do laughter meditation all my classes. In the end of the class, 5 minutes, 3 minutes, at least 1 minute of laughter. Laughter
Wow.
is included in my yoga program, in my yoga class, and I didn't know it, but laughter is in her life. We never know where laughter is in each life, but somewhere it's there. The seed
Yeah.
was a seed that was
And you
planted.
know what? Think about the impact it has on a lot of people who come to our yoga classes. It's not even a laughter yoga session, it's a yoga class where people are ending up laughing. Isn't that? That's so beautiful. I think that's wonderful. Mm.
And
And that's the magic of it, that we don't always know, and sometimes we don't need to know. It just the thought that, well, we're here if they need a chat or a laugh or just a conversation. I think is fantastic. Yeah. So so tell me about your because I thought, when you were here in the UK and you wrote for the talent evening, you wrote a poem, and when you came out with your book, I thought your first book would be a collection of poetry, because you have that poet inside you, really. But it wasn't. You went back and wrote a book about laughter.
yes, and I also thought it would be about poetry or some romance, but what happened was I was writing a book about healing, about spiritual healing, because I was healed of a disease, candida mo.
Yeah,
It's
condition.
a,
Yeah.
yeah, and
Oh,
I
candida,
got this.
candida. Oh,
Yes,
that.
the yeast
Yes.
infection, the yeast infection,
Yeah.
the candida infection. And I got this disease and I was healed by eating fruits and understanding the psychological behind the disease and the spiritual behind the disease. And I got this heal and I would like to share. And I was trying to do this. I was every day sitting on my table writing this book, and it was going very, very hard. It was tough, very tough. The words didn't flow. It was hard. And one day I was in a laughter session, in a laughter yoga session in Portugal, and one of my students was leading the session, not me. And in the end, in the laughter meditation, I just received the insight, laughter yoga book in Portuguese. Boom! And it came to me, all the image that came to me, the scene, the picture was all the summary, chapter one, chapter two, three, four, pa, pa, pa. It came because,
Wow.
and then when I saw it, I realized what easy I am living it now, because the hill was 2 years before, but I am living laughter yoga now. I know how to write it because it's easy to me. And then I sit, and then I got my computer. I went to my family small town house. I sit on the computer and I wrote in 1 month, very, very quickly. I didn't do anything else. I just every day just sit and
Okay.
write.
Yeah.
And it was easy to me because I just told my story, and the foundations, the little theory before the praxis exercises, poof, and gone. I asked Madame Kataria to permission to just translate some parts. Some parts of the book are just translation. For example, 40 foundation exercises, how 4 steps of laughter yoga, 5 points, 3 reasons, 5 groups of benefits. Just translation of this and my impressions about it. And exercises, poof, over. And the book in 1 month, book was written. And then I just sent to the publishers. They all of them said okay, because then I realized uh, um, later I realized it's not hard anymore to publish something in some publishers, because they just want to print and get money. It's not that, oh, my book was elected to the, no. In my case, it was not like this. I didn't send to the biggest ones. Of course, the biggest ones, maybe they have some election process more hard.
No, but you got it published.
I got published, and the book was ready, and it was my first try to teach laughter yoga automatically, without needing to be there. It was my first step, spreading laughter yoga without my efforts. Then came YouTube and these other ways that are ways that I'm looking for, that I'm using to spread laughter yoga without me. I recorded one time and it goes. I write one time and it goes. That's my ambition with doing these kind of things.
Oh, that's beautiful. That is really, I love that. Because it is finding ways of reaching more people, isn't it? How many people speaking Portuguese around the world, do you think?
Yeah, I don't know how much, but we are not that little. We have Brazil, we have Portugal, we have Cabo Verde, we have some other countries in Africa.
Yeah.
And only Brazil we have more than today we are contacts of 200 millions, maybe two and a half.
That's good.
200 million. Yeah.
So it has huge potential for your book.
Yeah.
People, do they laugh easily in not in Portugal but in Brazil? Are they easy to get into laughter yoga?
Yes. Sometimes people ask me if it's easier in Brazil than Portugal, because Portugal is European people. For me, it's not true. I felt people in Portugal easy to laugh also, and Brazil either. But there are difference. I think I am getting the way to reach each group, because, for example, in Portugal, people are different than people here in my town. Here it's a very, very tropical place, beach and summer all the year. Okay, but here in Brazil, in this time that we are in a very sunny day, very, very sunny day today. Today is a very sunny day, but it's winter here. I don't know if you can
That's
see.
beautiful, isn't it? Yeah, look at that.
It's a very sunny day, but we are in winter here. It's winter in Brazil, and yes, it's winter here. And in the south, it's very, very cold today, like very, very cold. Yes, very, very cold. People are like, yes. So in Brazil, we have inside the country, we have this difference, this cultural difference, this, it's not just, it's a continent. It's not just a country, it's a continental country. We are very big. And I see difference when I go south, when I go north Brazil.
Yeah.
That's
so you're right in the middle, or what?
No, I'm northeast.
Okay, yeah.
Here is
okay, nice.
Yeah, here is my town is beach, is summer, is this nature thing. But if I go more and more up to the north, I will go to the forest, to the Amazon. People with more Indian culture. It's very different. If I go to the south, I go to the German people, to the Italian people. It's so different because German and Italy are very different.
Yeah.
German and Italy have many differences, and German to Indians in the north is very, very different. So I get
Yeah.
many different people here, and sometimes I see some difference, but I I don't feel like hard to make them laugh. I feel hard to make them laugh on the same way because they are not supposed to laugh in the same way. So here we laugh and we dance easily. We move ourselves like more Latin way. In the South they will dance, but that dance more like, it's different, not better than,
Yeah.
not worse, just different. It's okay, is everything
Do you know
okay?
what? It is really different, and it's some of the things that I've experienced as well. Going to some of the conferences when I went, what is it now? 3 years ago, 4 years ago to Frankfurt to the first global laughter yoga conference in Frankfurt, and there were so many different people, and I'm part of the world where we're a little bit stiff when we're dancing. But then being together with other people from Turkey and from the Mediterranean countries and so on really make you loosen up if you're willing to loosen up. And that's the thing, when you come together in laughter, there's a willingness to really connect with the sound and the vibes and all that. So I can imagine, but I can also imagine that because it is so culturally different, then people will stick together with the people who are more culturally like them. And it's the same, But again, in laughter yoga, we just connect anyway. The beauty of it. So do you have a lot of corporate clients as well then who you do, or do you mainly do training and laughter clubs and so on, or do you do corporate workshops?
Again, please.
Okay, just very quickly, because I want to. Another thing I really want to bring up is your favorite laughter exercises, because I know you got them all lined up there, 53 of them. So, or almost. But is there a lot of corporate workshops? A lot of like that kind
Yeah,
of work?
business, corporate workshops in the business world. Is this in the
Yeah,
companies?
yeah.
Uh, we have in Brazil one specialist in laughter yoga in companies. He's called Marcelo Pinto. It's like little laughter doctor, doutor risadinha, like laugh, little laughter doctor. It's a bad translation, but okay. And he's
I thought you
our
were a specialist as well in that, in every area of laughter yoga.
no, I have to recognize and say thank you to this man. He's a master trainer also, and he's a very kind man who is doing laughter yoga in companies for years. Before I know laughter yoga, because he's a lawyer and he's a speaker, professional speaker, who has a kind of contract with these national public regulation agents of the business. I don't know how to say, but it's a
No,
very
I get
huge,
what you're saying. Yeah, yeah.
very huge. It's not a corporation because it's public. It's like a regulator agents of the corporation, and he has a kind of contract with this to give speech in
Ah,
all over the country, in many companies. And now he's sharing to us this knowledge how to get there, because we do the classes with Madame Kataria. We learn the standard the standard tips to get in the companies. But Marcelo Pinto is doing this for years in Brazil, so each
Yeah.
reality is different.
The
And
thing is
yes,
also, Sandra, that it's so also different from country to country. So even if, you know, I talked about it in the training, but Dan talks about it in his training, and so, and you talk about it in the teacher training as well. It's so different from both person to person, but also company to company. And I think, you know, it's
yes,
great to recognize that there are other people who are maybe better at some things than you and
yeah,
me, and so on. I know there are lots of people who are really brilliant at working with young people, for example. I love doing it, but I know there are people who are much better at doing it than me. So I'm happy to pass on those opportunities. And I think that's also what it's all about when we're creating these communities of and networks of people who do
yeah,
laughter yoga. So that's fantastic. So
it's
so you know him well,
yeah,
Marcello?
it's
Hmm?
a friend of mine. And I am doing also, of course, I'm doing also, and I love it because it's very interesting. Because before laughter yoga, before yoga, I was a public functionary in the court, in the tribunal. So
Ah.
I got, yes, I'm a lawyer also. I'm a lawyer also. I was someday, one day,
Past life.
and yes, and when I get out in a, how do I say, in a Volkswagen Combi, that Scooby Doo car, that hippie car.
Love
I
it.
get Yes, I get out my job, and I started traveling to around Brazil, giving yoga class. Before knowing laughter yoga, I knew yoga, and in this personal knowledge process of my life, I started creating this mindset against corporation. Like, corporation is a bad thing, it's a capitalist thing, it's a
Ah, yeah, yeah,
evil
yeah.
thing. And I start creating this mindset. And then, after my process, my personal development process, I started in laughter yoga when I did my first session in a corporation, a laughter session in a company. I just saw, it's just people, inside here working, and pursuing your own dreams, and the profit to feed the family. The same thing, just people inside the company doing their job. And when I saw it, it was like a very huge insight to see we are just people. And I decided to go everywhere they invite me with no prejudice. And it just opened doors. It just opened doors. Yes. And now I just received an invitation to agro no this company that works with, I don't know how to say, agriculture.
Yeah, yeah, that's correct. Yeah, yeah.
And I don't think they are very vegan friendly. I don't think they are very
Ah,
vegan friendly, because they are, planters to make money. And I got the invitation, and my old mindset came and said, we will help these people to become happier. We will help these kind of people to laugh. And my but I got this decision to say, no, I will give laughter yoga to everyone who needs, everyone who asks me, the poorest, the richest. So I said, yes, I will go. And it's one more company that I'm not judging you. I know you are working with this, but I don't know you. Maybe you are vegan, and I don't know. I cannot I am not here to deliver laughter only to who is in my
no,
ideology, you know. And
yeah,
I am, and when I as I was getting clean of this prejudice and changing my mindset and see people as people, I started went to the corporations, to the companies, and sometimes I learn more than I teach, and I receive more than I give. And it's very good to see that the prejudice sometimes was gets me far from people who could help me, who could change with me, and I'm becoming richer, opening my heart to go to these kind of places also.
That is the essence of what we're doing, actually, because one of the things that really also has been a very, very great lesson for me has been practicing with non-judgment. And, it is exactly what you're saying. When I first started doing laughter yoga so many years ago now, I wanted to replace my job because I didn't want to stay where I was. So of course I had to earn money, but it was from that perspective, I have to earn money, so I'll take on anything and just do laughter yoga. But as you go along and when you start teaching and so on, suddenly it opens up a completely different mindset, and that whole thing about coming from non-judgment, but also coming from a place where you're no longer looking for the money necessarily, even though it has to flow. Everything is about flow, isn't it? But you're looking for the change. You're looking for the change that actually happen instantly when you connect with people through laughter. And of course, some people will still be judgmental and don't like it, or they're going to go away and say bad stuff or whatever they do. But you know what? We can't please everybody. And that was a big lesson for me as well. But when we come with an open mind and open heart is even more important, isn't it? And I think that's some of the lessons that come with laughter yoga when you practice laughter yoga, that you really become soft and non-judgmental, and you embrace everything there is in life, even when it's not vegan people. What can you do? So is it a vegan community you live in? Where you live, is that all vegan? Oh, okay.
It's also about, I think it's also about raising the perspective, the own perspective, because if I stay just changing, just talking, just relation with people who think like me, I will live in this bubble.
Yeah.
I will never expand, and I will don't give them the opportunity to know what I have, and I will never get the opportunity to get what then they have, because it's not because they are not nature friendly, not vegan, not yogi, that they have nothing to give to me. It's
Absolutely, yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. Do
So
you know, I had a thought the other day, and I think I posted it as a status about if life only smiles at you, or brings you smiles, you're not going to grow, and you're not going to experience any changes or anything at all, because it's just going to be la 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 la. And everybody's going to agree. And I'm not saying that everybody has to disagree, but we got to expand our minds as well, don't we? So tell me about your favorite laughter exercises, just to change the
favorite
topic.
sometimes people ask me my favorite exercise. I don't have a favorite forever, but there is two exercises that I'm really liking nowadays. And when I say nowadays, it may mean really days, because I'm always but the first one, I think it's very known, but I'm really passionate of this exercise. That it's the peanut butter sauce laughter.
I don't know that one.
I will show you. I will show
Yeah.
you. How does spoon? You take a spoon of the peanut butter sauce, and a really huge spoon. You eat it, and your tongue goes up the mouth
Yeah, it
and
does,
stay
doesn't it?
there, and then you left.
Do you eat a lot of peanut butter so you know this?
Yes, yes, yes. Sometimes I just eat it pure and
Yeah, and your tongue does get.
yes.
Yeah, it does.
I learned this exercise from Ana Banana in Portugal, and when she told me about this exercise, it didn't make sense for me because we didn't get this habit of eating peanut butter sauce in Brazil. But yes, but in the last year it just boom here,
All right.
and it's a vegan thing. It's very easy to
Yeah, yeah.
and sometimes when I run out of my diet, peanut butter sauce it's like my chocolate, it's like my and the tongue there and
Yeah, and you go
yes.
that. So, but you
May
got.
I show the other? May I show the other one? My
Yeah,
favorite
please
of
do.
it's an exercise. Maybe other person also create this, but I learned from a student of mine. It's how do you say in English?
All right, yeah,
Gelatin.
yeah. So all
It's
your
gelatin.
all your favorite laughter exercises about eating.
Yeah, and I'm fruitarian. You see? Okay, okay. But
Okay, jealousy. Yeah.
the gelatin, you are not eating the gelatin. You are the gelatin,
Oh, so you're wobbling or what?
and you move yourself like the softest you can, and laughing.
That's brilliant. I love that because it gets you moving, doesn't it? Mm.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
that's the point.
yeah. So this brings me actually because I was expecting you to show me the cards when I said to you about your favorite laughter exercise. I was
Oh,
expecting you to show me your cards.
and now you can see how am I not that good seller that I could be. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sometimes,
you know what? The interesting thing when I was talking to Marky last week about music and so on, and I remember her singing, and she immediately went, "This is my CD."
yes, I have to learn
There you
from
go.
Maki.
Show me the
Yeah,
card.
sometimes I go to TV program and I forget to bring the book. Okay, I made this with help of a student of mine who is a drawer. That's something that I really wanted to have since my first laughter training, because Ana Banana, my first teacher, she got some cards,
Yeah.
and when I saw that cards, I thought I want cards, but I really want like hundreds of cards because I have to have infinite. I want to have cards forever with no end, because I have to have always exercise in my pocket. And I create like cards of playing cards. They looks like playing cards
Yeah,
in
they
two
do.
boxes.
Yeah.
One of the box has the 40
Yeah.
foundation exercise, exercícios fundamentais, the foundation exercise.
Mm.
In the other box, my favorites, of course, my favorites.
Lobo.
It's the Lobo edition.
Yeah.
And
That is brilliant.
I put my fiance in the box. My fiance is here.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah. Oh, yes. So show us the cards. Yeah.
And when you open the box, you got cards, and you can play with laughter exercise. Each some cards have instructions.
Mhm.
I think there are 4 or 5 of instructions,
Yeah.
and each card has the draw of the exercise and the directions how
Oh,
to do the
brilliant.
exercise.
Brilliant. Yeah.
So you don't need to be a laughter leader or laughter professional to understand and to play. I got some students that are bringing these to bars and to family parties and suggesting exercise to 1 or 2 cards, or each one pick up 1 card, and they are bringing laughter yoga
That is
to,
fantastic.
yes, they are bringing laughter yoga to moments and events that laughter yoga didn't was not going. And for example, I don't know how to say in English, but this exercise is the laughter of stethoscope. I don't know how to
It
say in
is
English.
called a stethoscope.
Ah,
If it's
yeah.
not called that, it's called a stethoscope in Danish.
So you see the draw.
Yes.
Even a child maybe can
Yeah.
understand. Just
Yeah,
put in the
absolutely.
stethoscope and laugh. And some places, if you are sick, maybe the laughter is ha ha ha. And when you go to the heart, if you have so much love, you ha 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 ha. And you can play with these
Yeah.
variations, and you can maybe know something about yourself. A laughter of delayed on the airport, when you are on the rush and you are carrying your bags and
Do you know what? The pictures are really important when you have these kind of cards, and the pictures really show what it's about, don't they? I used some cards that I got years ago. Jeffrey Breyer in the States, he used to have some cards as well, and I used them when I share laughter with my. Well, we haven't laughed for a long time now, yeah, but it used to be weekly with a group of adults with learning disabilities, and they love the cards because they really relate to the pictures and to the laughter exercise. And then we can just go. I go around and I say, okay, pick a card, and then we do it one by one by one, and it really works well. And the same, I imagine, with those cards, they would work really well with children as well, and any sort of adults, I suppose.
yeah.
Yeah.
and,
So
and some
even if you don't understand Portuguese, you can still understand the picture.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
And if you don't understand exactly what I intend to say in the little description, you can create your own
I
version
was
of
going to
that.
say, make it up as you go along. Yeah.
If you laugh, is everything right?
But I think that's brilliant. You're so creative. Is your so that's another thing, big thing that happened, isn't it? You got engaged. Mm.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, and it's my second. It's my not my second, but one of those intents of spreading laughter without my physically presence. So
Yeah,
if
yeah,
if you have this, you can practice laughter yoga even without me. I know you will not, you know, uh, I know we will not use this in a bad way. You don't have. It's just a very simple and uh, dangerless thing.
yeah,
I don't have to go there. You have support on the website if you have doubts. So it's a very easy way to spread the laughter around. It's
yeah.
other intent of this. I think this very friendly guy from Brussels, Gert.
Yeah, yeah, yes, you are on the conference, the online congress in September
Yeah.
as well. Mm?
Yes, and I got this pleasure of being invited to this event, and he asked me what I want to talk about, uh, and then he said, no, not talk about what you want to give us to laugh. So it's a very practical workshop, not a talk.
Yeah,
I got. But if I could talk about laughter yoga nowadays, and people ask me what you want to talk about specifically in a talk to laughter yoga community, I would like to talk to laughter yoga community, not who doesn't know laughter yoga, but who leaders, teachers,
yeah,
even masters. What I would like to talk with, not talking, giving, talking and listening, it's how to spread, how to expand, but how to do it with responsibility, with, with security, not to do like, in each way, but how, like, if I would create my own talk, it would be creative ways to spread laughter yoga. For example, now we have pandemic situation, how to spread laughter yoga in a pandemic situation. For example, YouTube, obviously way to spread laughter yoga, YouTube. But I don't have many followers. Doesn't matter if one person watch your video and laugh, you spread it.
Yeah.
So YouTube, Instagram, what can we do? And I know it's not everybody who has the same energy, the same uh, uh, profile, the same profile that I have. I have it's sometimes it's not good to me to this this willing of do many things. Sometimes it's sick to me. I know it. Sometimes I have to do less. But what can we do, each one, with our own energy, in our own rhythm? What creative ideas we can have to spread more? For example, I have a professional here in Brazil. Uh, he's a teacher, laughter yoga teacher, and he got some difficult doing laughter yoga sessions on Zoom because he just had 40 minutes on Zoom because he couldn't pay for the professional Zoom.
Okay.
Just 40 minutes, and
You can
and
do a lot in 40 minutes, though.
yes, but he realized he was losing like 7 or 10 minutes just to explain
Yeah.
to the newbie what is laughter yoga, what laughter yoga is, reasons, benefits, five foundations, and what he did, simple but creative idea. He just recorded a voice record on WhatsApp explaining these 5 points, 3 reasons, 5 benefits. And before getting on the Zoom
Oh,
room,
right. Yeah.
he sent the voice record 10 minutes before. The voice record has 5 minutes. And after people listen this, he sent the link to get in the room. When people come to the room, he has 40 entire minutes just to laugh. So
Really?
he saved 10 minutes of laugh. He was losing 10 minutes of laugh, and now he got it. So he does laughter sessions every day. He came back every day.
Yeah.
He gives laughter session. 10 minutes per day of laughter. He got 10 minutes more of laughter
Yeah.
per day every day, with an idea. I want to. I have this desire of share and
Yeah.
receive
Mm.
ideas to spread more.
Do you know what? That's brilliant. I think people need new ideas. I know there are lots of people who do Zoom and so on, but it's kind of like we're stuck with Zoom. And there are so many other options like YouTube, like WhatsApp, like other platforms where we can really easily get it out as well. TikTok is another way to just really quickly zoom some small videos out, isn't it? Mm. So,
Yeah.
so there are lots of platforms to use, and it's just getting the ideas and sharing the ideas, isn't it? So I can't believe we're almost an hour, but I wanted to ask you, you wanted to say something about your training.
My training. What about my training?
You wanted to say something about when you came to Hempstead and did the training.
Yes, I want to say it. Yes, it has everything to do with what I just said. Because before going to Hampstead to teacher training with you, my queen, in England,
Oh.
I my first training of laughter yoga was to this wonderful lady, my mom, Anna Banana,
Yeah.
who is a very special person, and
Yeah.
who treat laughter yoga with a very big heart. But she's a really out of the box person, like I was like I was admiring, and like I stay admire, and it fit perfectly to that guy who left the job and went in the Volkswagen hippie gold. Fitted perfectly. But I started creating an idea that laughter yoga must need to be like this alternative people statement,
Yeah.
not to
Yeah.
every, and
That's what I've been working so hard on, changing that perception.
yes, and when I went to England to do this training, uh, all the first impressions was different, but not in a bad way at all. I remember I got in London and everybody, it was a little bit cold, not that much, but it was a little bit cold, and people was wearing jackets, and I mentioned it to uh, my mates in the course. I mentioned that everybody was wearing black or
Yeah.
gray, or
Yeah.
these dark colors. When I get on the hotel, the venue we did the training, we got rosé with this colored spacey planets draws in the clothes, and we got the other rosy with no rosy the other one with this more freely wearing and style. And I saw my people inside a professional statement, a venue, with desks and with structure of a training, like a training of any other knowledge that we go get there
Yeah.
learn.
Yeah.
So laughter yoga was putted there. In my vision, laughter yoga was putted in another place. Not better, not worse. In another place, in another possibility of professionalism. Professionalism. The first impression was, well, I'm here in a professional thing. Now it's another level in this professional way. And but with no defeat of the love, of the truth, of the sharing, caring. Everything was there, but in a professional state. And it was very, very, very important to turn the key that about this mindset of laughter yoga is something to yogis, something to hippies, something to because Anna Banana gets everything. She got cereal clothes and go to the companies also. She does it.
Yeah.
But my first training got this ambience in a farm, with these circles
Yeah.
structure with yeah. So the possibility of see another environment and treatment, all all the attention you give to the forms we have to sign, uh, image permission, pictures permission, the
Yeah.
health relief, everything treated like it have to be, carefully. It made me change. And then since there I started getting professional of this. I was just an instructor, and I started uh, caring much more about all this sharing that we have to have, this careful that we have to be with our work, with our mission, our job of life. So I am so grateful for go there to make my training, because I really don't know how would be all my journey if I didn't get this um, insight, that get this
Yeah.
inspiration of combine love, passion, you know, all this passion that I put, okay, you can keep it, no problem, but do it with careful, with professionalism, with some seriety on the job, on the care, on the, on the caring of people who is asking you to laugh. So I'm so thank you for this, and not only for this, but especially for this of our
Oh, thank
training
you.
with my queen. Yes.
Oh, thank you
Thank you
so
very much.
much. You know, the thing is, I love this work, and I love what you're saying. And there's so much more to it than the hippie side of things and the professional side of things. And when we join it all together, it becomes this what who we are now, doesn't it? It really does, yeah. So, what do you want to leave people with, just finally, because it's already been an hour. I can't believe it. I could chat forever, but you got someone waiting for you. So,
Yeah. I want to I want to tell people the most important of laughter yoga. I will explain to everybody what is laughter yoga. The most important is
yes, it's about lightening up, isn't it?
it's about breathing and laughter, breathing and laughter, and everything comes, everything comes through this, all this connection, all this passion, all
Yeah.
everything through this breathing and thank you, my queen. Thank
Thank
you
you
so
so much,
much.
Sandra. It's gone way too quick this hour, and it's been such a pleasure reconnecting and just seeing what you've been up to. And lots of love to both of you.
It's an honor. It's such an honor being here with you, my queen. Thank you so
We'll do it again. Next time I'll hear about your arm, what's on your arm.
much.
See you soon.
Thank you.